Good evening, everybody. I hope you can all hear me. Broadcasting live tonight from what will be is my new train room. Couldn't make it into the museum tonight, so a few transport issues. So I'm going to be working on my winter layout here, which if you've seen last week's video, you would have learned all about it. So let's have a quick look at the chat, see who's in. Anthony Dodge, the model train outsider. Tom Houston, model rail. Ivo Vans on, good evening. Model Railway Shed Dino, Mick 92, Leslie Gilpin Railways, Lee and Anfield Road layout in the loft. Peter Jackson, Cheadle Heath, President XD's Locomotive Shed, Jerry BVR. 3D Lasercraft, hi Seamus, how you doing? Flymo Chairman 1, good evening Flymo, hope you're keeping well. Unin, the Growler backward end gauge layout. Anyone I missed? Waterhope Valley Railway enthusiast, good evening. Welcome. A few new names in there this evening I haven't seen before. Hope you're all keeping well. New Durham Junction Model Railway. That reminds me, I'm glad you commented there, Craig. I would have forgotten otherwise. Craig at New Durham Junction's got a competition out, so get over to his channel. One of my mods could put a link to his competition video that he's put up. He's almost at 1,000, or he might even be at 1,000 now. So give him a shout. Get over to his channel if you're not already a member or subscribed to him. Who else we got in? Jason, Barnabas Junction. Hi, Jason. How's it going? Stephen from City Bus Models. Good evening. Chris, Valleys 56. How you doing? And Mystic Railroad. How you doing? So I hope everyone's keeping well. What I'm going to be doing tonight is just a little bit of soldering. I'm putting in some signals on this layout, just little 2-aspect signals. If you've seen last week's video, you would have seen this control board. Oops. That will act as a shuttle and also control the signals. So I'm just wiring them up at the moment. It's actually going to be next week's video. Or actually, no, you wouldn't have seen the control board yet, I don't think, because that's actually tomorrow's video that's coming out tomorrow. My channel members would have seen it. Prosket they're plastic. I don't even know where I got them from. I think I probably picked them up at a model show somewhere. They're secondhand. Tested them. They work. They look like the what do they call them? Where are they? The Burco, that's it. Mircon, so those sort of ones there. So I'll try and keep an eye on the chat while I'm doing a bit of soldering here. Oh, thanks, Jerry. So he's put up Craig's link to his channel. So get over to his channel and subscribe if you haven't already. Good evening, STE. How are you doing? Oh, are you picking up a buzzing? Sometimes that can be the mic. Let me just try something. Let me know if the buzzing's gone now. Is anyone else hearing the buzzing, or is it just Jason? Right, okay. Yeah, sometimes it's the mic receiver. If it's sitting too close to the laptop interferes with it. So that's probably what that is. So hopefully I have enough charge in it to get me through. It doesn't seem to be holding the charge as well as it used to. It's a vibrator. Right, okay, let's get on with soldering up these wires. Where did I put my solder now? I was trying to do some earlier on, and this soldering iron wasn't working very well. It just doesn't seem to be getting hot enough to melt the solder. And I do have a new one somewhere, but I cannot find it. It's in a box somewhere. Like, I've had this heating up for the last 10 minutes and it's just... Oops. There we go. Yeah, I think I need some new tips. Well, that's one wire done. 2 more to go. So you got any questions or comments, stick them down in the chat and I'll try and get to them if I see them. And hopefully if I can get this up and working, you can see it in working. As long as it does actually work. I haven't been making as much progress or as quickly as I wanted on this, but life keeps getting in the way of my model railways. Hi Brian, how you doing? Are you not doing a video on spraying trains and buses? No. I don't think I ever mentioned that. Hi Brian, how you doing? Hi Yozer. You on about this thing? It's what people would call a third hand. Did someone say about something about me doing a video on spraying buses? That's a good issue. Yeah, that's only when I'm in the museum, Jerry, because they're right outside. Right, so what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to tin these. Solar iron seems to be working a little bit better. So I can get the wires on this one, and then I can connect it up and just test it, make sure it's working. I don't know how well you guys can see. I can try and move the camera around in a moment, so that you can see. This might be a lesson on how not to solder. I've got some heat shrink that I'll be putting over those joints. That adds a little bit more extra strength to it and also keeps them insulated. So this particular signal has 2 common returns. Some of the signals will only have 1. Hi Tom, how you doing? As Craig says, don't forget the thumbs up for me and share the stream and subscribe if you're new here. And I'll say, if you've got any questions, pop them in the chat. Oh, I see Jason there. Hope to have an important announcement to very soon regarding the Bernie Memorial and the funds donated. That'd be great to hear, Jason. I know we all miss Bernie. I know I do, because he used to always come on after my stream. And we used to always head over there and have a chat and a laugh. And I do miss those streams, watching his Deltics and things go around. And I've got that Deltic I won off him. Yeah, don't worry, I've got the heat shrink, guys. I've got the heat shrink. Hi, Charlie. Yeah, I've kind of taken over the room. It's become a train room, second front room, stroke dumping ground. Actually, you know, it would make more sense if I actually put the phone over here with the chat on it, so I could keep an eye on it instead of having it over the other end. As always, when you're soldering, you should have ventilation, because obviously the fumes coming off. I'm using lead solder, so it can be quite toxic. Normally I would have a little fan blowing the smoke away, but if I was to do that, then you wouldn't hear me. Right, that is in place. Now I will put the heat shrink on. I just hope I've made the hole big enough to get these wires through. I'll pass them through one by one, but I already have the heat shrink on this here. I'll use the heat of the soldering iron just to shrink it down. And that helps keep it all insulated and also adds a little bit of strength to it. Yeah, I did get a new soldering iron for Christmas, and it is higher wattage. It was a 70 watt. This is only a 30 watt. It makes such a difference. But I don't know where it is. It's in a box somewhere. I went and got a load of plastic tubs from Asda. They were doing 45-litre tubs with lids for about £4 each. So I think I've bought about 22 of them to stack everything in. Oh, H&H Express Models Ensco Trains. That's Hi. How you doing, Hi? Andy Dobson, good evening. How are you doing? Oh, Kieran J94. How you doing, Kieran? Oh, you're all coming in tonight. You're all very welcome. Thanks for coming along and joining in the chat. As I say, I hope everyone is keeping well and everyone's getting on with some modelling. Do let us know what you're up to. If you've done anything exciting. I have actually, over the weekend there, I decided to go ahead, book my flights and my tickets and my hotel for Getz. So I'm going to Getz this year. I normally go to Worley. So I'm going to go to Getz this year because I want to see the making track layouts, and also Anthony Dodge is making a trip over there and I haven't met him yet, so that'd be a good chance for us to meet up. And if you've seen those pictures I sent Joyce, you'll have to let me know if any of those are any good to you, if you want any of them, and I will bring them over. So I've already drilled the hole. I'm going to have to pull the heat shrink through first because that's going to be a bit tight. That's where I drop it on the floor and then stand on it. I did test these signals beforehand to make sure they did work because they've been sitting in a box for I don't know how many years. Yeah, I've seen them. I'm going to go and grab some of them. They're in on Monday, I think, Jerry. Because I've seen them and I thought, oh, that'll be handy because I've got a load of stuff that can be sorted into those. Right, there's the signal. Right, let's bring this up. Bring the wires up. And this will be signal 2. Right. Let's get a screwdriver. Now, where did I put that screwdriver? So I'm just going to connect this one signal in. We'll clear the stuff off the track, move the camera around, and we can see if it works. Oh, Richard Brown's in. How you doing, Richard? Hope you're keeping well. Got loads of people in tonight, showing 32 in the chat. Right, let's make sure I wired the right one into the right port. We'll find out now in a minute. So let's move everything away from the track. Make sure there's nothing on there that's going to short. Where is the plug? Right, plugging it in. Let's wait for a puff of smoke. Nope. Right, I'm going to just move the camera a minute, guys, so it's going to get standby for motion sickness. Oh, hang on, I have to move it. My box ready to go to the museum with all my scenic stuff in it. Let's bring the camera down. I'll have to glue that in place so it's facing the right way. I don't know, is the camera picking that up? Or is it the light too bright behind it? Oh yeah, I think you can see that. You can definitely see one of the aspects anyway. It's green, so if it's green now, then the train should go back, which it does. It should change to red, which means then the train will come up. It's showing red. Breathe in. It goes green and it goes the other way. So it works. So now I just need to put the signal in the other end. Of course, the sofa should be facing the railway, yes. Andy, this is my latest project. This is my winter layout. It's going to be a display for that event that happens every winter. And it's going into my window in the front room. So I'm going to be doing scenic hillside, snow covered here, going down to a valley. I've got a viaduct to go along there, and then going up into another little station with a little town scene at the other end. So it's just going to shuttle up and down. It's just over 8 foot long. And I got this little shuttle control module that is controlling everything, and it controls the signals and the shuttle. Yeah, when I first put that track down, it was really, really straight. But obviously where I've moved it and I've knocked against it, I've misaligned it. So I just need to run the track setter down it just to straighten it up. No, it's 2 Class 91s and 1 dummy car. So one is the really old Hornby one with the working pantograph on it. The other one is came along a few years later with the dummy pantograph on it, and then one is the dummy car, the DVT. And then there's the 125. Yeah, I got the signal to go the other end. Yeah, it's just DC controlled. It's just a little shuttle, so it just goes up and down. What I'm going to be running on it is, yeah, if I can find it. Where did I put it? Oh, you'll see it in the video tomorrow if you watch it. It's here somewhere. I'm sure I put it in a safe place. I haven't even taken it out of the box yet. I think Jason has one. It's a Coca-Cola item. Oh, I don't know where I put it. I know I just put it somewhere safe. Oh, I see it. It's like a maze around here at the moment. I have to step over boxes and stuff because, you stack all this stuff away, and then the thing you want is in the bottom box. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to be running on it. You see that? It's the Coca-Cola Class 121 DMU. So I'm going to take that out. I'm going to put some lights in it. I'm going to maybe paint the interior, put people sitting in there, that sort of thing. And just have it running from down. I'll see, because it's DC, I'm going to have to put a rectifier in there so it can pick up the current no matter which way it's traveling. Yeah, it's the 121. It hasn't even come out of the box yet. So I hope it works, because I've had it for about, I've always had it, just in case you know who's watching or listening at the door. Oh, I've already measured that. It's the cut is about here, which gives an inch between there and the buffer, because that buffer to buffer is 10.5 inches. So I've left about an inch gap. So when it comes in, it will stop before the buffer. Yeah, that's I don't know what that's supposed to be. It's a little diesel shunter. It comes out of the Coca-Cola train set that came out a few years ago, their Christmas train set. I think I've managed to collect all the little Coca-Cola wagons that they've bought out. So my original plan was to have 2 lines here running up and down. But when I put the track on there, I thought that's a bit too wide. It doesn't leave much room for scenery. So I thought just a single track, run the DMU up and down it, put some lights in it. Got the signals on there for lights. I'm going to put lights in the signal boxes and the little station huts and everything. A few Christmas trees on there. Also looking to see if I can get, there's some animated little animals you can get. So there's a deer that, looks like it's lowering its head and that. So I was going to see if I can get one of those, put that on. They're really expensive for what they are. Yeah, it'd be the same at the other end. So basically you can have this platform and the little hut and a little signal box beside it, all with lights in it. Same at the other end. This side's going to have a hillside coming down into it, whereas the other end's going to have more of a town scene. I've got some of the low relief buildings to go at the other end. Kindly put together by Donegal daughter. Put this together the other night. So every time we go to a show now, and she's with me, we grab another building so she can put it together. So it's going to go at the end, along with there's some single-story low-relief shops I got as well. So it's just going to be a little street, a couple of street lamps. I'm going to put some Christmas decorations up because what I bought last year, you can get those little cheap LED sets from like in Poundland, that sort of thing. And there's a string of 20 of them, they're battery operated. And they can be like a shape of a star or a Santa or something like that. Well, I looked at them, I thought they'd be about the right size, maybe a little bit too big, but about the right size for the sort of decorations you'd see strung across the street. So I thought I'd get them and attach them to a lamppost and wire them in so they look like Christmas decorations. That's the idea anyway. Point motor deer and a bit of wire. Yeah, that's an idea. If I run DCC on DC track, will it work? If you're running a DCC loco on a DC track, it will work, but it depends on the chip, whether the chip allows it. What you can't do is run a DC loco on DCC track. But a DCC loco, most of the chips will have the ability to do DC running. You won't be able to control it like you can with DCC, and if it's got sound functions, they won't work. But you can certainly just operate it with the DC controller. But you need to read the leaflet that came with your chip to make sure it's compatible. Yeah, see so this little shuttle I've got opposed to the previous ones, which run with a cut with a diode across it. This is this section here, where the cut is wired in. So obviously you make the cut where you want the train to stop. So you have to work out the length of your train and where the pickups on the train is going to be. Oh, I don't know. I knocked it off the track. That's why it wasn't running. So obviously I've calculated that length there. It's just about an inch longer than required for the DMU. So it will come in, wheels will pass that cut, it will stop before it hits the barrier. Plus the fact I'll probably have it going a little bit slower than this. So then it stops for about 10 to 14 seconds at the end. Leslie, I don't know. I didn't think they did, or is it a case that you don't get the full functionality, you just get the running sounds? Evening, Clive, Newland Radio, Railway. How you doing? Sorry, I missed the... All right, Leslie. Yeah, I don't know. To be honest, I'm not 100% sure. I've been told that. I suppose it depends on the chip you have. Better quality chips probably do get some sound. But somebody says the chip takes a certain amount of power, so you could turn it up halfway and it won't move until you go past it because the chip's using the power. So anyway, that's working. I'm going to switch that off, solder in the other one, put that in the other end, and see how it all works. As tempting as it is to keep that going while I'm soldering, I'm not going to, because that's how you end up with shorts and blowing things and breaking stuff. So, quick swig. Graham, how's it going? Good evening, Leamington Station. She likes it. Well done. She's more worried about her chips being over. See, now, I do a steak, 4 minutes aside. If it's a big, thick steak, 3 minutes if it's a bit thinner. And then chips. I do like chips when they're crunchy and they're overdone. Right, what am I doing? All right, let's get this other signal. Right, where is, start off with the red. So I need it a little bit longer because I'm going from down here. Using my little wire strippers. This is why you have to have the power off, because you put metal things down on the track and it will just be a bad day. East German double decker. Yeah, I've seen those. And I thought, the third hand up. Let's move some of this stuff out of the way so I don't. I don't know if you guys can. I'm going to just try and move the camera again so it's a bit closer. Is that better? That's a bit better. So don't forget to hit that like button for me, guys, and subscribe if you're new here. And I say, put any questions in the chat. If I don't catch them, I'm sure someone will highlight them to me. Yeah, I do have DCC. I will be building a layout that's going to go into this room. I've actually started making the baseboards. It's probably going to be a couple of months before I even start laying track. My layouts are, if you look back at my previous videos and my previous layouts, they were all DCC. But I've had a couple of house moves in the past year, so that's why it. Sorry, I just kicked the camera there. That's why I have no big layout at the moment, but I've learned my lesson and I'm making one that I can move with me. So if I do move again, it's coming with me. It was either that or buy a shipping container and build my layout in that so I could bring the shipping container with me, which I did actually seriously think about. So let's just tin the end of these. I don't know if Jason's still on. Are you, have you decided what time you're moving to on Thursday? Now, where did I put the brush? So in a couple of months, Thursdays will return to having trains running again, hopefully. Right, oh, there it is, hiding behind. The DC shuttle, I will have to look it up because it was one of those nights where I had a few drinks and I was scrolling eBay and I came across it and I bought 3 of them because I thought that'd be a good idea. And I've had them for about a year, so I'll need to look up where it was. Hi, Howard, how you doing? Yeah, Graham, the one I done the loft conversion on there just after Christmas. Yeah, I've moved about 6 weeks ago. So this is why I'm in this room. This is going to be my new train room. Timer for the cat. Oh, don't worry, the taxman knows exactly where I am. No, I live in the Republic of Ireland, but I work in the UK. Because as the crow flies, the UK is about 10 miles from here. So I say that, I mean Northern Ireland. So a lot of my work is, because I'm a contractor, a lot of my work is in Northern Ireland. So I'm one of those lucky people that gets to pay tax in 2 jurisdictions. The boards, I think they were about 20 quid. They weren't actually that much. I thought they were a bit of a bargain. So if I remember rightly, they're by Steve Wright. Is it Steve Wright? I'll have to look it up. Yeah, Graham, I was a bit annoyed, but to be honest, this is a much better house for my family. It's a much better move for the family. You know, and it was an opportunity that came up, and when it came up, we had to grab it with both hands and run with it. You know, it's just slightly annoying if we didn't buy the other house and waited another 6 months, we would have only had the one move. But hey, these things happen. My king, yeah, I like DC too. This one's got a resistor on it, and I'm just thinking there, I didn't put a resistor. The other one, and I plugged it in, but they didn't blow. So I'm wondering if those are actually bulbs in there as opposed to LEDs. Yeah, to be honest, moving back from Bristol to Donegal back in 2005 wasn't as stressful as moving the last couple of months. But here we are. We've moved. We're almost settled in. In fact, we're more settled in this house than the last one because the pictures have actually made it on the wall, and my cabinet is on the wall. I doubt it, Howard. I think I'm the only. Well, I don't know of any other model railway guys within the immediate facility. Brian, who you would have met, who's been in the past couple of live streams, has been in the museum helping out. He lives about an hour's drive away, which is about 30 miles, 35 miles. Right, this is going to be fun soldering this on because there is only a tiny little bit coming out of that resistor. I'm going to put a resistor on the other end of the other one. Doesn't feel like the strongest of connections. It seems all right. That should fit through the hole. Right. Oh, that wouldn't have done any good. Right, heat shrink. Yeah, drop it on the floor, that helps. I'll just stand on it for good measure. Do I know Paul? I met him once at a show up in Belfast. I don't actually know him. Love to get to see his layout. I suppose he lives about an hour and a half away from me. He hasn't actually done much recently. Well, put many videos out because I know he must be still modeling because you hear him chatting, been helping other modelers out. I suppose, like all of us, life gets in the way. Yeah, I will check to see if it's a bulb or an LED, but it's kind of hard to do because it's in the unit and it's all glued together, so it's not easy to pull it apart. I presume it must be a bulb because if it wasn't a bulb, it would have blown. But I'm going to put a resistor on it anyway. That's good. That fits over the heat shrink there, fits over the resistor and everything, so that will grab it and give it extra strength. Feed that down the hole. So we did the artwork for his opening scene. Oh, very good. Hi Digger, how's it going? Paul does some very, very good stuff, like his, oh, that's unsoldered. No, actually, no, the wire broke. Right, so let's strip this again and resolder it. Ain't got enough hands. It must be when I cut it. There's the strippers. I'm sure he lives in Ballymena or around there somewhere, I think. I don't know if any of you guys can pick up the shouting that's going on outside the door. The young lad wants something. There you go. Let's get the heat shrink on that. A little bit sticking out. If we do 100 lines, I should not miss Mark's live stream. Let's put that down the hole. Right, just trying to keep all the wires tidy. And final bit of heat shrink. Yeah, that's it's one place I want to go is to York, to the National Railway Museum. I've never been there. Right, that's that heat shrink on. Yeah, Seamus, we should hop on a flight and head over. The other place I want to go to is the Isle of Man as well. One of my fellow directors is there this week, I think. He's going over, so he's going to be having a look at the stuff over there because, of course, it's all 3-foot gauge on the Isle of Man. Well, mostly 3-foot as far as I know. Let's move this out of the way. Right, let's pull the black one through. It's going to resist. Oh, you know what? I should have pulled these through one by one like I did the other side. Yeah, I have to do that. Pull these out again. I don't want to make too big a hole. Pass that through. Put the green one through. Sorry guys, I'll get back to the chat in a minute once I finish pulling this through. Just check on the mic, make sure it's still on the green. Yeah, still good. I'll say any questions or any comments, put them in the chat. I'll try and catch them. If I've missed it, keep putting it in, or one of my mods will highlight it to me. Here we go. So what I'll do is I'll tidy up all this cable later. I will, what I usually do is staple some cable ties to the wood and then use them to hold the wires in place. And I try and use color-coded cable ties if I can. So try and use all yellow, and then I write the yellow line is such, or I use different colored tape to go around it. So when you're looking at the wiring, you can easy to follow. You can follow the color along. The speed awareness course. Oh yes. Well, obviously, 3-foot gauge was picked because it was cheaper and easier to build. I think they went and looked. There was another 3-foot gauge in Ireland. I think it was up at Ballycastle. Was that the first 3-foot gauge? And they sort of went and looked at that and thought, yeah, that'll do. And then made the Donegal. So when it first started, it was 5'3" gauge, the national gauge in Ireland. So the first section built in 1963 from Lifford to Stranorlar, or from Strabane to Stranorlar, was 5'3". And then the rest of it, they started building in 3-foot. And then that 13-mile section they built as 5'3", they converted it to 3-foot over a weekend, which basically just lifted one rail and moved it across. Right, let's wire this in. And I'm going to put a resistor on the common wire before I switch this back on again, because I'm sure this gives out 12 volts. So the layout is going to be 7-foot wide by 12-foot long. It's going to be sectional. It's going to be built in 2 levels. It's going to be a similar sort of layout that I had in not the last house, so that the house before. So it's going to be smaller station, TMD, engine shed, steam engine shed, hillside, viaduct. You know, I'm going to try and cram as much in as I can. But with all these things, I've got the idea in my head. I got the plan in my head of what I want to do. When it comes to actually building it and seeing it and laying track out, that's when the real design comes out. You go, no, that's not going to work. This is going to work. But it will start off the lower level first, which will be storage sidings, with an incline going up to the other levels. Right, now I did have a piece of wire with a LED with a resistor already on it. See if I can find that now to add it. If not, I'll just no, I've just got a resistor here. I'll just take one of these. Save me hunting around for it, because it could be anywhere. Then we can switch it on and test it and see how it all works or doesn't work. Oops, sorry, just kicked the camera. Yeah, anybody who's seen the live stream I done last Friday, we were giving a talk on Swilly Railway up in Burton Port, and one of the pictures, the Swilly, the other 3-foot gauge, it was the same. It started in 1963, being built as 5'3" gauge, and you can see in the station where the tracks are quite far apart because it went from being 5'3" to 3-foot. Why moved house, Leslie? Again, you didn't see the video I done? Yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that happened on the Donegal Railway as well, Tom. There was we had a woman in last year, and she remembered getting the train as a child, and she said the train just seemed to stop in the middle of nowhere. These 4 guys got on, carrying a coffin, and just laid the coffin down in the aisle and sat in the chairs. And then they carried on to the station. And she says to this day, she doesn't know whether there was anybody in the coffin or not. You know, there's all little stories like that, you know. The woman who forgot her purse, and the driver stopped and reversed the train back to her house, and she went back to get her purse. Now, how true these stories are, but they're nice stories to have, you know, nice embellishments of the actual truth of the matter. But don't let the truth get in the way of a good story. Sorry, guys, it's taking a bit of concentration. Oh, this soldering iron. Just the tip of it just doesn't seem to get hot enough to melt the solder anymore. I think I got it. I'm not going to put anything on that at the moment because I want to pop it in and just see what happens. No, it is fun, Anthony. Your streams are always fun. It's just good to have a chat and catch up. Right, track is clear, nothing's on it. Let's put the loco on and plug it in, see what happens. So watch for a puff of smoke coming out of this, or the other one. Oh, it's lit up. That signal is showing red. Oh. It's gone green. The other one is red. And it should go green, and it's gone green, but the train hasn't moved. Oh. Appears to be working. Let me just see. I'm going to take you off the tripod at a moment. Move the camera. Oh. There you can see the signal. It's green. It's gone red because it's returning. And then it should go green. And the train will carry on its way. There we go. Probably be nice if there's a little bit more delay between it going green and it moving, but beggars can't be choosers. I think it's quite effective for a little simple DC shuttle. So you need to put this into position so it doesn't. Oh, that's been a success. So I was actually filming this earlier on for next week's video. So it'll be a short recap on this next week's video. So tomorrow's video is, channel members have already seen it, but it's out tomorrow morning. I think I set it to go live at 7 a.m. for any of your early risers and want to watch it on the way to work or whatever. Peter, you can get, if you look at blocksignaling.co.uk, they have loads of different shuttles in there that, you know, will stop the train intermediately, slow it down at a station, work points and send it off in another direction. They have quite a range of DC shuttles, and they have a few DCC shuttles as well. So if you want to do that, have a look at them and you can see all the different things you can do. Yeah, I suppose. Oh God, I just realized the solder's hitting off the board. It's almost shorting it out. It'll be online at 5 a.m. No, 2 hours later. Hi. Right, is that bottle empty? Who was what again, Brian? Did I say? Oh, blocksignaling.co.uk. There you are. Flymer's just put the link up. Have a look at them. They do all sorts of shuttles. They do your controllers for your level crossings. They do all sorts of things. I've got a good few bits and pieces off, and it all seems to work really well. This track needs a good clean. Oh yeah, I got some paint on it earlier on because I was painting the baseboard. There's bits of paint on the track, so I haven't cleaned it. That's why it's getting a bit stuttery now. It's amazing how quick some of this track tarnishes. In the grey wagon now, where we've got the pedicle layout, the track, the one with the shuttles on, has to be cleaned every morning or it just won't work. What time are we? Oh, 8:45. Right, what else was I going to do this evening? Something else I wanted to do. I was going to show you guys. I'll just have a look online just to see if I can see who made those. Shuttles. I think it was Steve, right? I just had number one daughter walk through the door and she realized I was live and quickly walked back out again. Nigel Wright. That's who it is. He does have a website. Let me just put it into the chat if I can. Bear with me a second, guys. I think the youngest is giving out stink out there at the moment because he has to go to bed and he's not happy about it. Let's make sure I mute that before I go into the stream. And hi, Robert. How you doing? Actually, you probably seen her pop her head through the door there, didn't you? A quick recap. Just putting in these signals. This is my winter project. Put these signals in. It's controlled by a little DC shuttle here that's got signal control on it. So we've got working signals along with the train shuttling up and down. So it seems to be working well. No, it's not school night, it's the summer holidays now, Flymo. Oh, you got one of those shuttles. Yeah, they are good. Like for this sort of thing here, like in the museum, I put them on all the layouts because they're just so, I think the main layout has got 8 of them on one of the layouts, just shuttling things backwards and forwards because it's so easy to use. You just go in, switch it on in the morning. There's a main switch. It switches on the power to all the transformers and they all just kick into action and start working. It's just so much easier, especially for the staff that are in there. If they can't, not all of them would know how to fix a motor railway that's not working. It's just easy enough to switch on and away it goes, that they just know how to clean the track. Yeah, the sun's still up. If the cloud clears, we get the sun setting. Let me just move the camera. Oops. You see it there? It's sort of just behind that cloud there. It just sets behind that hill in the distance. Okay, good night. Hi. Catch you next week or on one of your streams. Okay, Howard, you're off again. See you next week. Take care. Oh, is there a show in Belfast in a couple of weeks? When is it, Robert? Is that the Belfast Club's show? Yeah, I think I did read about that. I'll have to look it up on Facebook and see when it is. I don't know if it's on the same weekend we're having our AGM. We've got an original County Donegal Railway bus coming up because we do a vintage run, and I believe it's going to be leading the vintage cars around. So that's something to have a few pictures of. Yeah, the Ulster Model Railway Club. Do you know what date it is, Robert? Because I probably will, if I can, I will take a trip up to it. Where is let's see if I can find a track, Robert. It's starting to... Oh, my track rubber is in the box with I put everything in a box I need for cleaning the track and servicing locos. And it's the one right at the bottom. So I've got one of the old style, remember these old Hornby ones, these horrible hard things. It might just work just to get a bit of the dirt off. Yeah, this track does need a good clean. Like I can see the dirt on it. And it didn't help that I got spots of paint on it as well today when I was painting. Hey Jason, how you doing? That's the train freak. How's things with you, sir? Oh, the 12th, yeah. We've got our AGM now. I won't be able to make it. Yeah, these are the sort of things you got when you didn't know any better, these old track rubbers. Coverton Junction, hi, how you doing? Coverton, or Copperton. Are you Toby? Or Tony? One thing you learn about me is I'm really bad at remembering people's names. It's bad enough trying to remember my own kids' names. Tony. Okay, Ivo, thanks for popping in. Catch you again. Take care. The signal is wired into... Let me just move the camera up so you can see. Tony. I'll try and remember that, Tony. Sorry, guys. Just moving the camera. So the signal is wired into this. It's a little DC shuttle, which is controlling the train going up and down, and also controlling the signals. I'll just put it at this end for a change. So it's got a signal both ends. You probably can't see that very well because of the bright window. It is on. red is a lot brighter than the green. There's the little... The signals need to be stuck down in place, and that's why they're moving around at the moment. I'm just after wiring them in, so a little dab of glue and they'll be stuck in place, and then I'll ballast around them. Hi Alan, how you doing? Hi Dwayne, welcome to the stream. It's you can change it from, I think that's the lowest there, up to about 2 minutes delay, because it all depends on the length of track and the speed you got the loco going at. So if I actually turn the loco down, if I can find the controller, just to cut the speed down a bit. So it should take, it won't, because it takes longer to go down if it's going at a slower speed, it won't be waiting as long. That makes sense. The Belfast show was on the 19th and 20th. All right, so I will be able to make it then. Sounds like I can sell that. So that'll be a trip up to IKEA in Belfast for herself and a trip to the model show for me. Okay, just seen the moving house video, at least it was short. Yeah, if only moving house didn't take took the same length as that video. Yeah. All right, it's not moving now. So it goes at the end now, it'll stop. So it's a bit less, so I think I made that about 10 seconds. Yeah, so my next show now will be Belfast. I'll go up and have a look about that. See what's new. Then there'll be the Enniskillen show in September. I'm going to Getz in October. And then the end of October is the Dublin show. And then that'll be me for this year. Sometimes there is a small Christmas show, one of the clubs in Belfast sometimes put one on, so might be one then, but we'll wait and see. I've seen it posted in the Monday Club Facebook group. Someone complained, spam. What? Some people have very little to complain about. We're going toward this year. Yeah, I decided to, because obviously it's a big expense for me to go over. I have to get flights and hotels and everything. So I decided I haven't been to Getz before. I've been to Worley twice, so I thought let's go to Getz. As well as that, the top American Anthony Dodge is going to be there as well, so that's another reason to go. So and as well as that, I want to see the Making Tracks layouts, all three of them together. So because I won't get a chance to Chester to see it this year, and I haven't seen the other two. So yep. Oh, you're not going to Worley Bryan? Oh, so people will stand a chance of getting a bargain then. Oh, somebody creeping, trying to come in the door there. Check the old mics, make sure they're still working. Yeah, all the mics on the red. Oh, it's actually 9 o'clock now, so I might wind this up now, guys, because it's been an hour and a half. And I've got people trying to get hold of me coming through the door. I might try to go to Glasgow in the new year. So that's another one I'd like to go to. The signals have two resistors, just one, because this end has one common return, so the resistors on that, and the other one has two common returns on the resistors on that. That's a good point, Tom. Yeah, that might be why. So if I think that one has, that's got two common returns. So if I put a resistor on each leg, put a different resistor on the other one. Thank you, Tom. See, I wouldn't have thought of that, or I might have thought it. Okay, what time are you on Saturday, Brian? So everyone check out Finners Central Model Railway. He's going to do a live on Saturday, so check him out. Also, check out Craig's channel, Durham Junction. He's doing a competition for his 1,000 subscriber mark. So check him out as well. So Brian's on at 6 p.m. on Saturday, so 6 p.m. UK time. Yeah, that's it, Mick. They'll all be queuing up. I'll have to bring get a photo and a pen for an autograph. That's a good idea, Jerry. I've got some variable resistors here somewhere, so I can do that. They're all in the box. Yeah, but they are actually the green is actually way dimmer. Looking at it with the human eye here, the green is a lot dimmer than the red. So maybe yes, a lower resistor on the green might make a difference, because the one this end, they're both the same, but they have one common return. So maybe that's the reason. All right, so as I was saying, good night, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for coming into the chat. It's been great chatting with you this evening. watching me do this little bit of work, and I think I've done it without doing any swearing. So that's always a bonus. So yeah, I'll catch you all next Thursday. Video out tomorrow on the start of this layout. So don't forget to check that out. Check out Brian's stream on Saturday. Check out Craig at Durham Junction for his competition. And also everybody, most of the people in the chat here have their own channels, so do go and check them out. So thanks very much as always for coming in, and I will see you all soon as I awkwardly lean over to my laptop to end the stream. So thanks everyone for popping in, and I will catch you all next week or in other streams. So take care everyone.